blind girl. Inenna pushed her into the raging stream. Ifunanya, struggling to stay afloat, felt herself sinking deeper and deeper into the cold, dark water. She couldn't swim. Was this the end? There was once a blind girl who lived in a faraway village in the east. Her name was Ifunanya. Ifunanya lived at the outskirts of the village with her elder sister, Inenna, and her mother, Ngozi. Ifunanya was born blind and learned how to cater for herself as her mother and sister, Inenna, didn't care much about her. They both loved to live their lives and saw Ifunanya as a liability because of her blindness. Ifunanya learned how to cook and clean because their mother and sister never bothered to give her food or clean the house in her blind state. Ifunanya visited the local market, bought foods, and cooked at home. When her mother and sister returned from gallivanting around the village, they would finish all the food Ifunanya had prepared without considering if she had eaten or not. The welfare of Ifunanya was the least of their worries, even when they knew she was blind and needed assistance. To make money, Ifunanya started braiding hair in the village, and most days she would braid up to 4 to 5 heads. The money they paid her, Ifunanya would keep in her safe box. She was saving towards her eye treatment, as she has heard of a powerful medicine man in a faraway village who had the ability of restoring her sight, but the treatment was expensive. She was so overjoyed and looked forward to the day she would see for the very first time. The joy made her work extra hard to save more money, as she did not mind the stress she went through. Most nights she would be so tired, her back aching from sitting 4 hours braiding hair. However, she never gave up and kept going. One day, Nena came across all the money Ifunanya had saved, so she took the money and spent to buy new shoes, bags, and clothes for herself. Ifunanya did not know the money was no longer in her box until a few days later. She opened the box to add more money from the day's work and noticed it was empty. Ifunanya screamed in frustration and immediately called her sister Inenna to ask if she had seen her money. Inenna walked away. "What is your problem? Why are you disturbing me?" said Inenna. Immediately, Ifunanya remembered the new shoes and clothes she had seen Inenna jubilating about and immediately knew that her sister had taken her money to purchase those items. This broke Ifunanya's heart as she broke down crying. All her hard work was flushed down the drain, and her dreams of ever seeing were shattered by her own sister. "What have I done to deserve this kind of treatment by my own flesh and blood?" said Ifunanya as tears kept rolling down her eyes. Ifunanya was heartbroken, but she never gave up. She kept on working hard and started saving all over again. One day, when she went to the stream to fetch some water, she did not know that her sister, Inenna, secretly followed her to the stream. As she was about to fetch the water, her sister pushed her into the stream. Ifunanya struggled and struggled, but she couldn't swim and found herself sinking down to the bottom of the stream. Her sister returned home like nothing happened, took all Ifunaya's savings and pretended not to know where Ifunanya was. Days passed and no one cared to know where Ifunanya was, not even their mother. Their mother had concluded that Ifunanya would have left home on her own, of her own free will, and did not care to look for her. Only Inenna knew what happened to Ifunanya, and she never told anyone. Many years passed, and Inenna was struck with an unusual sickness. Her mother rushed her to many places, but no one could treat this illness. Then someone told them of a great healer in another village. The healer was said to have been able to handle many difficult cases. She took her daughter on a journey to meet this great healer. When they arrived, they saw a crowd in the distance. Many people gathered around the healer, waiting to be treated, so they waited in the corner for their turn. When it was their turn, they went in to meet the healer, and to their surprise, They saw Ifunanya. Ifunanya did not recognize them at first, but when they spoke, she immediately recognized their voice. Ifunanya, is that you? You can now see, asked her mother in shock. Upon hearing this, Ifunanya began to cry as she never knew she had survived her sister's push. Ifunanya began to narrate what happened to her to her mother. She said, that fateful day, I went to fetch water from the stream and I was about to pull out the water from the stream. Inena pushed me into the water. I began to sink as I could not swim. A short while later, I found myself alive in a strange place. A man had saved me and he took me in his hut. He saved my life and I never knew he was the great medicine man who could heal people's blindness. Before Inenna pushed me into the stream, she stole some money from me, which I was saving towards meeting this same medicine man to restore my sight. Nena shattered that dream as she stole the money to buy shoes and bags. I forgave her and started saving all over again, but I think this time greed took the better of her as she tried to kill me. The medicine man, who had noticed I was blind, healed me for free, and I begged him to let me stay and learn how to heal people. I worked under him for many years. He taught me all I know today. On hearing this, they began to cry. They cried their eyes out and begged Ifunanya for forgiveness. Being so kind hearted, forgave them and healed Ndenna without collecting a dime from them. They returned back to their village and turned a new leaf. They became changed people because they regretted all they had done to Ifunanya and promise never to be such heartless and wicked people. The lesson to be learned from this story is that you should always look out for each other. Do not hurt people and never take what doesn't belong to you. Always treat people the way you would like to be treated. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow our channel. I'll see you in our next story. Bye.